must-watch video, The Dynamic Duo. A warm greetings to you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. My name is Richard. I am a spiritual person who has been practicing certain techniques and studying spirituality and other related subjects over the course of the last 11 years or so, in which I had created an extraordinary life for myself. You know, there are two things that you can do in life that would be very beneficial to your life. If you would put into practice these two things, you would benefit in so many different ways. It's incredible. It turns out to be a transformative experience, a life-changing experience in which you experience life in such wonderful ways. These two things are not that difficult to put into practice, but it may be difficult for quite some time in the beginning stages. It may take some time to acclimatize yourself to practicing these two things, and they're very simple. You can practice them any way you go, no matter what you're doing. These two things are being in a constant meditative state and focusing on your inner self as much as possible. Let me further elaborate on these two things. As far as being in a constant meditative state, you know, it may sound an impossible thing to do, but in reality, it's not impossible. What is a meditative state anyway? I mean, it's just a matter of focusing on something. Basically, what it boils down to: silencing the mind as much as possible and being focused. So if you were to practice this one technique of being in a constant meditative state, meditating virtually all the time, all that you need to do is try to be at total peace with yourself, try to relax your mind, try to try to absorb yourself in the present moment, be fully present. Either silence in your mind completely or just think about what you need to think about that is necessary at the current moment. Put an end to a racing mind, useless thoughts. Try to be in try to make life a meditation. It's not that difficult to do, but it probably will take quite some time to get the hang of it. And you can be in a constant meditative state, a more mild of a constant meditative state when you are in such places like out in public. And when you are in the privacy of your own home, you can be in a deeper constant meditative state. That is the first thing. The second thing that I am suggesting for you to do is to focus on your inner self as much as possible. This is where true joy and true happiness can be found. This is where the master within can be found. when you're somewhat detaching yourself from the external world. If you wanted to practice this technique, all that you need to do is slightly withdraw your senses from the outer world and focus as much as possible on your inner self. But I would also strongly suggest not to focus too much of your attention on your inner self when you are out in places such as out in public and when you're in the privacy of your own home. Focus on your inner self as much as possible. You can go deeper with it when you're in the privacy of your own home. Excuse me. Well, if you were to put into practice these two techniques that I just suggested, it's, eventually you will have developed yourself spiritually, and you should be able to have created an extraordinary life for yourself too. But as a reminder, I'm not responsible for your outcome if you were to practice these two techniques. I'm not any one of them. I'm not responsible for your outcome. You're on your own. And I would also suggest that practice the first technique of being in a constant meditative state. Practice that one first. And then after some time, after you get reasonably comfortable with it, then you can also practice the second technique, which is focusing on your inner self as much as possible. Well, that's all that I wish to share with you in this video, except for one more thing, my book. If you would like to develop yourself spiritually and create an extraordinary life for yourself, I strongly suggest to you to purchase my book, which is titled How to Create an Extraordinary Life for Yourself. This book contains an immense amount of information, vital information, with numerous topics and brief explanations, and numerous actual hands on techniques that can easily be practiced. This book is an invaluable book to possess. If you would like to, if you're interested in purchasing this book, all that you need to do is go to barnesandnoble.com or amazon.com. Type in the title at the search bar, How to Create an Extraordinary Life for Yourself. Then press enter naturally, and this book should appear. I strongly suggest to you to purchase this book. I can never stress it enough about the importance of being in a constant meditative state and focusing on your inner self as much as possible. Well, that's all that I wish to share with you in this video. I am hopeful that this video serves you well. I wish you all the best in life. Have a great day.